Hello everybody, Liam here, Everything NYJ. Quick video. The Jets had to get the roster down to 53. They had to do some cuts today. Had to be done by 4 o'clock p.m. So we're just going to go over some of the guys that were cut today, or actually all of them we're going to review. We're going to talk about whether or not I agree with them, whether or not you guys agree with them. Before we get into the video, I just wanted to mention you could follow us on all social media platforms at Everything NYJ. Plenty of great content over there. Also, Gino has been killing it. If you if you guys haven't seen it already, please go check out his video that he did with Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. It's posted on our YouTube page. It's all over social media too. He's been doing great daily content while I've been stuck at work. Um, so yeah, definitely go check those videos out, right? So getting down to the 53-man roster, right? I think the player that most Jet fans are upset about is Chris Trevler, right? Chris Trevler, he came in, and it's kind of amazing if you think about what he did. Like all of Jet Nation loves this guy, or they did. He was kind of like a nobody getting picked up from the Arizona Cardinals. We didn't really know much about him. And then he got little to no reps in training camp, excuse me. And then he comes in late in preseason, and he's easily the best quarterback to play all of preseason for the Jets. I think he was better than Mike White. I think he was better than Joe Flacco. And even during the Giant game, after the game, he got the game ball, and Salah and the whole team, they were all embracing this guy. So that I commented, I said, yeah, he's definitely making the team. And then, lo and behold, Adam Schefter posted last night that it's expected that Chris Trevor was going to be cut, and sure enough, he was. And it's kind of like a gut punch, like all of Jet Nation, we're all kind of upset about it. We're all pretty pissed off. I see both sides of this, right? I do believe that he played better than Mike White, but it seems like there was no way in hell that Mike White was going to be losing his job anyway, right? They're bringing in the same three quarterbacks that they had last year. Personally, I would have kept both. Last year, we saw Josh Johnson on the team. He played for a little while, and we saw all four quarterbacks get playing time last year. Zach Wilson has not proven that he could stay healthy. The thing with Mike White, I don't want to say he's overrated, but he had that one good game against the Bengals. Thank you for that game, Mike White. It's going down in Jet, it's amazing, right? His jersey's in the Hall of Fame in Canton. It's an infamous game at this point, right? It's a historic game. Everybody's gonna remember the Mike F and White game. I don't think that there was any situation where the Jets were going to be moving on from Mike White. But what Chris Strevler did was also incredible in its own right. He came in, like I said, little to no, he's not familiar with the scheme yet. He had little to no reps in practice, and he comes in and he's explosive. He's making plays, he's mobile, he's moving with his feet. The team was really responding to him, and this was against third string guys. He had third string guys that he was playing with, and he was still getting value out of these guys. Where you think back to the Atlanta Falcons game, Mike White, he couldn't get a first down. He couldn't. The offense was stalling. It was just dead. It was flat. Chris Trevor comes in 3 preseason games. He comes in and he wins the game for us 3 different times. He did it during the Eagles. He did it during the Falcons, and he did it during the Giants. To me, he warranted a roster spot. I'm not happy about it. But at this point, it is what it is. I don't think he's going to be coming back on the practice squad anytime soon. I think his days with the Jets are done. I wish him luck. I hope he gets to go somewhere and be a competent backup. All right, so getting into the other players. Just going to go down the list here. Javelin Guidry, cornerback, cut. This one kind of came as a surprise, not really. We knew that he wasn't going to be starting. Obviously, the starting cornerbacks are Sauce Gardner or Ahmad because he hasn't earned the name Sauce yet, and DJ Reed. Obviously, they like Bryce Hall, excuse me. So many Breeses and Bryces and Halls and Michael Carters and everybody else. Uh, they do like Bryce Hall. He played terribly. Let's not get it twisted. He played terribly against the Atlanta Falcons, but he was a starter last year. So he has that starting experience. So I'm not necessarily surprised that Guidry got cut, but Guidry got some playing time last year. I thought that, I didn't think that he was going to be the one getting cut. Um, but it is what it is, right? So Rashad Wild Goose, I was, no surprise there. Cornerback cut. Isaiah Dunn, cornerback cut. I was a little surprised at this one too because it just seemed like even like with Guidry, it seemed like the coaching staff liked these kind of guys. Obviously, like I don't see any situation that these guys were going to be starters unless there was like like some crazy injuries going on at the cornerback position. Is what it is. Tencel Smart, defensive lineman. That one kind of came as a surprise. He had a really good training camp. He played his ass off in preseason. I think he warranted a roster spot over guys like Vinny Curry personally, but it is what it is. I guess they want some of that veteran experience back there. Bradley Anai, another defensive lineman. I really wanted him to make this team. I understand not everybody can make the team, obviously. We got rid of 27 guys, but he played his tail off. He had the forced fumble and the fumble recovery. He ran it back for a touchdown. It's it's what you wanted to see. You wanted to see the effort from these guys, and I think they all gave it their all out there. I really do. I'm hoping that he could come back on the practice squad because I think that he has a bright future. Jabari Zuniga, another defensive lineman. This one kind of came as a surprise just because he was a draft pick of Joe Douglas's only a couple years ago, and that 2020 draft class is not looking good by any stretch of the imagination, right? It's really not. Um, I was never a big fan of him, but I thought that the coaching staff was high on him. I thought that even Joe Douglas was high on him. I didn't think that he was going to be one of the first to go. Um, Jonathan Marshall, defensive lineman. Again, I liked him a lot. I think that he really played awesome in preseason. He also had a pretty good training camp. Hopefully he gets to come back and be on the practice squad. That'd be nice. Nick Baldwin, the fullback, excuse me. He got some playing reps last year. Not really any, a big surprise there. They could use Jeremy Rucker as that fullback. Not really a surprise here, right? Marcel Harris, linebacker. That was a little bit of a shock, just because I think that we're really thin at the linebacker position. I don't think that we have a ton of depth there, but it is what it is. Delshawn Phillips, linebacker, he was cut. No surprise there. Here's a surprising one. Nazardine. He was a draft. He got drafted last year. The Jets really seem to like him, and I thought that he was actually, I thought that he was going to get some good reps. Obviously, I think the starting linebackers are obviously going to be Quan Alexander, C.J. Mosley, and Quincy Williams. But I thought Nazardine and Sherwood, they were going to be swapping in and out. Obviously, Robert Saleh likes to filter guys in and out. That whole 60% thing. He wants them to play their best 60% of the snaps. Um, Thomas, linebacker. Not really any surprise there. Here's a surprise. Conor McDermott, the offensive lineman. We are already super thin at the offensive line, right? We brought in Dwayne Brown to be a backup, and now he's starting. And I thought that Conor McDermott was going to be a backup. Obviously, he's not starting. Well, God, don't even get me started with that. He is not a good offensive lineman, but he's familiar with the system. He's been around the team for a couple years now. He knows the system, like I said. So I think that would have been like one of the reasons to keep him, but it is what it is. I'm sure he'll be brought back on the practice squad. Um, Not really sure how to pronounce this. Ross. I'm not even gonna attempt to say his name because I don't know what it is. I'll spell it out for you. Pierschbl, I didn't even know who he was, to be completely honest with you. Offensive lineman. Grant Hermans, no surprise there. Chris Glazer, no surprise there. Chris Strevler, we went over. Tevin Coleman, running back, that was a shock because he's a Robert Saleh guy. He came over with him from San Francisco, veteran running back. You'd think that he was going to be back there because we have such young running backs on this team. Michael Carter, young. Brees Hall, young. Um, Even Zonovan Knight, Bam Knight, he made the team. He's young, so you think that they wanted a veteran in that room just to kind of coach them up in a way. He did do special teams as well, so that was kind of a shock. But I guess just because of his age, he's a veteran at this point. They want to go young. They don't want to have to pay anybody crazy money. So I guess I understand it, but that was kind of a little bit of a shock. Um, Michael P. Ryan, not really a shock there. 2020 draft pick by Joe Douglas wasn't really great. He had that one decent year in 2020 with Adam Gase when there's no fans. A ton of players opting out, so that was kind of a throwaway year. And then he just couldn't seem to find the field last year at all. He was just getting passed up and down the depth chart. It didn't really seem like the coaching staff was really high on him by, whatever the reason was. But he didn't really have an identity. He wasn't like really a speed back. He wasn't a power back. He was just a running back. Just another guy. He was never going to get the starting position. And I guess they figured, why take up a roster spot if he's not going to play? They knew he wasn't going to play. Safety, Will Parks. This was really interesting. It's just I'm kind of concerned about the safety position. I really am because we got rid of Elijah Riley in the first round of cuts, the first wave. How Ashton Davis is still on this team is beyond me. How I don't understand it. He beat Jason Pinnock. He's another one. So obviously the starters are going to be Whitehead and probably LaMarcus Joyner, if I had to guess. And then I guess Ashton Davis is going to be subbing in and out, getting some reps here and there. I just I liked Will Parks, and I think he had a really good training camp. I think he had a really good preseason along with Pinnock. The team seemed really high on him too. Maybe they'll be coming back on the practice squad. Not really sure. Chuma Doga tackle. Goodbye. I know the Dallas Cowboys were interested in him for whatever reason. I don't really know why. I think they're a better team without him anyway. Um, it would have been nice to get something back for Chuba Doga. I don't know what they're gonna get back. Maybe a seventh. It's Joe Douglas though. We'd probably get a fifth or sixth. You never know. But really no surprise there. But I wish that we would have been able to hold on to him just to see if we could get some just get something back from him, right? Trayvon Wesco, he was tight end 4, or if not tight end 5, because obviously we have CJ Azuma, we have Tyler Conklin, we have Jeremy Ruckert, we have Lawrence Cager, who they're now high on. They weren't high on him a couple years ago. Excuse me, my nose is really itchy. Um, his time has come and gone, right? Like he never really stuck out. He never really stood out, I should say, on the field. He was just like a tight end taking up a spot, and I feel like we all knew that he wasn't going to start at all this year. He probably wasn't going to see the field. My nose is really itchy today. Sorry about that. Um, it's just he just wasn't quality. We have much better players than him on our team, and it was just sorry, he lost his spot. Kenny Yaboa, another tight end. I was a little shocked by this one because he did make the practice squad last year. Shocked but not shocked. Shocked because he is so young, and it's only his second year on the team, and they're letting him go so early. But I guess they just figure like another, he's not going to be playing. Then yeah, you don't have a spot on this team. The tight end position has been dramatically upgraded. There's no doubt about it. We have Tyler Conklin, one of the best in the game. We have CJ Azuma, who went to a Super Bowl last year. We have Jeremy Ruckert, third round draft pick. They're really high on him. So really no surprise there. Um, Tyreek Black, the wide receiver. And then we have Charles, the other wide receiver. Those are the last two. Um, Not really surprised there. I know that they did both make some contested catches in preseason. They both had a pretty good preseason. But at the end of the day, it's just the same situation with Denzel Mims. They're just not the most talented wide receivers of the group. No reason to keep them on the team. Maybe one, maybe even both will be brought back as practice squad candidates. Not everybody obviously could be on the practice squad, but you never know. I'm sure a couple of these guys will be back. So what do you guys think about what I think about it? If you guys agree, if you guys disagree, let me know in the comments section. Me and Gino, we will be back tomorrow night for another video. Thank you guys as always for watching. All gas, no break. Peace out, baby.